Hello, my name is Zoe. I am the Tipsy Psychic, and today I am going to talk about the compatibility between a Sagittarius Capricorn Cusp and a Gemini Cancer Cusp. If you were born anytime between December 19th and December 24th, give or take, dates do vary depending on your year, then you were born on the cusp of Sagittarius and Capricorn. If you were born anytime between June 19th and June 24th, give or take, dates do vary, then you were born on the cusp of Gemini and Cancer. Out of all the Zodiac cusp couples, like compatibilities, this is the strangest one. You both are extremely different, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's what makes you so special. You need to learn to love your differences. Gemini Cancer Cusp would be very entertaining. You might not be on the same page when it comes to adulting. Your disagreements might be on things that involve growing as people and making decisions, mature decisions. A really good date idea is something that you both grow from, like taking a class together or doing a new project. Try to really focus on those moments together and make the most of them. Your Gemini Cancer Cusp might be repulsed by many of your decisions. You both are so different, and you go about things in a more mature way, especially when it comes to doing you and taking care of you and learning about your mental health, your own mental health. They don't realize sometimes how their behavior is getting in the way of that. They see the world through very childish eyes. They're less obsessed with their own psychology and more focused on the world around them and making everything else better. Don't let all your emotions weigh you down. It would never be a dull moment with your Gemini Cancer Cusp. There is a hot and cold dynamic here. And sometimes it's in a really obvious way, like one of you likes the heat, one of you likes the cold, one of you needs the AC on all the time, one of you doesn't. One of you likes summertime and has a great time in the sun, the other one likes the snow and being cozy. So it really depends on the situation too. But there's usually some opposition that way. Don't get too distracted with everything else in your life. Make sure you're spending enough time focusing on your Gemini Cancer Cusp. A Gemini Cancer Cusp would definitely be intrigued by the way you go about things. Thriving constantly for stability. You both radiate peace and happiness. Does it matter that you might not know what they're up to all the time? I don't know. You both strive for harmony, and somehow you always find yourself trying to achieve it. You both have a very calming effect on the people around you, and you have a way of setting things right. If you're into sports, then you might end up investing a lot of money into your hobbies. And the Gemini Cancer Cusp won't really know what to make of all of your things, I guess. A lot of the time, this couple meets when one of you is like a super sports fan and they have a lot of merch from the team. Or maybe they just like to buy a lot of cool gadgets. And your Gemini Cancer Cusp just doesn't appreciate them the way you do. They might not like to collect DVDs. They might be like, why do you need this, you know? If you're a fan of something, you might be the kind of person who has a signed t-shirt or some kind of memorabilia. And if so, the Gemini Cancer Cusp may have a hard time wrapping their head around it. They might have a hard time respecting it. They might be like, why do you need all this stuff? There is a sort of love-hate dynamic here, like you both want each other, but you hate yourself for wanting each other. You like each other, but you also drive each other crazy. And it can be very confusing to be with someone who makes you feel both at once. As parents together, your kids learn so much from you both. You both have a lot to contribute to their growth, but there is an issue where you tend to give your kid different answers, like they might go to one of you behind the other parent's back because the other parent might tell them something completely different than you tell them. So you get it, like one parent might be more lenient and the other one might be more focused on rules. So make sure that you both are consulting each other when you're making decisions for your kid. It's not healthy if you're not on the same page. However, it can also be a really good thing because, like, say your kid has a homework assignment and one of you can contribute something to it that the other one can't. Make sure that your Gemini Cancer cusp has got your back. Do you feel like you can count on them? Because that is very important too. Are they too unstable for you? You both have a very strong need for time to yourselves. And as a couple, you find yourself craving alone time with each other. Intimacy is so important and you need to be able to hide away sometimes. You are great advice givers because you both have so much to offer and your loved ones can really count on you to be there for them and help them. Gemini Cancer cusp has a very different mentality when it comes to buying and spending on things. And you like to have cool things like new gadgets. Sometimes you'll collect trinkets, just fun things. And a Gemini Cancer cusp really doesn't share that. When you both are having disagreements, your Gemini Cancer cusp is going to try to ignore confrontations. They won't want to argue or have debates. They'd rather not deal with things at all, and they will do everything that they can to keep things stable and relaxed. They're very unpredictable and it could cause a lot of anxiety for you. You both express your emotions very differently. A Gemini Cancer cusp will take a passive approach to dealing with conflict. You're not rocket science to figure out, and it would seem to you that your Gemini Cancer cusp is reading too much into things. They're always searching for ways to dig deeper and really connect with you on a deeper level. And you're like, hold on, I'm not that difficult to understand. Like, I'm not that complex. Stop acting like I'm this emotionally detached person. It can be frustrating to you when the Gemini Cancer cusp thinks there's more to you and you're tired of telling them, this is it, take it or leave it. What else do you want from me? You both can find the charm in other people in the world around you. It will become apparent that you have difficulty talking to each other, especially when you realize that you're having trouble progressing and taking your relationships to the next level. When things start to get serious, it's going to be obvious that neither one of you are expressing yourselves enough. You won't be able to explain why your relationship is stuck. Just when you finally realize that you're really figuring them out, you realize that they are already on a completely different level than you. You both like spending time outdoors. When you're fighting with a Gemini Cancer cusp, you have this tendency to shut down and just wallow. If you feel pain, then you want your Gemini Cancer cusp to try to figure you out. Your feelings for each other are very calm. The Gemini Cancer cusp wants to bond with you over your feelings. You may find each other to be very irresistible. Aesthetics are very important to you both. This can be a very sophisticated match. You will face so many challenges along the way. It can be very exhausting, and it will not be easy. You have to ensure that they are loyal to you, but loyalty shouldn't be too much of an issue for a Gemini Cancer cusp. Often you're able to see past how contradictory you are to each other, and it makes you stronger. You don't let your personalities get in the way. You do need to be careful not to lose your sense of self in this relationship. A Gemini Cancer cusp would still have your back, even if you did something really bad. They're very accepting and understanding. You both are usually able to work as a couple. Overall, marriage is very calm and very possible. However, if you feel like you're more of the immature one in the relationship and they act more like the adult, then that is not a very good sign. And it indicates that the relationship probably isn't going into the right direction for you. If you feel like you're more of the kid, then you need to work on getting rid of that right away, right now, or face the destruction of your relationship. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you were born on the cusp of Sagittarius and Capricorn, or if you're born on the cusp of Gemini and Cancer, please comment below. Let me know what you think. I would love to hear from you. Subscribe to my channel. Goodbye.